Hello, welcome back. This channel is Paper, Paint, and Spaceships. And on this channel, I do whatever I feel like. Usually that's fountain pen related. And if that's why you're here, you're in luck. Today is a fountain pen extravaganza. Mumble. Let's find a blank page. So today I am going to just take it a little bit easy and show the pens that I have inked up right now. I have 6 of them inked up that are not my planner pens. So it occurs to me that I should show my planner pens, but in the last one, I believe I had the LaCool inked up and it's still inked up. And I also have extra fine TWSBI, so it's nothing like earth shattering there. So we're just gonna get into this. The first one that I have in my my set of ink sleeves here is a Kaweco Sport. I believe this one is a limited edition. I don't remember exactly what the color is apart from lavender. So this is a pocket pen. It's fairly inexpensive. I got it in a broad. This is one of my first ones. This is also before I realized that certain finishes, certain pens, certain materials really needed a little bit more care than others. If you look really closely, you can see there is a line where the sun has hit this plastic material and kind of faded it a little. Like, this isn't an unpleasant color, but it's just a little bit brighter where it's been protected. And that happened because I left it on my desk, not thinking that, oh, that's, direct sunlight. That's bad. But it has a broad nib, which I actually find to be a little bit dry. But, so we're going to go with a Kaweco Sport. Yeah, it's apparently going to be a singing day. This is a broad. And because I find the Kawecos in general to be a little bit dry, I put in a very wet ink. I put in Bungo Box Ink of the Witch. This one, you cannot tell in this light. I'll try and get a better shot of it. But this one looks black in most pens because it is so wet. But you can see, over here, you can see that it's actually purple when it's in this fairly dry nib. And I will say that this ink has completely changed my opinion of this nib. I have avoided my Kawecos for a long time, and using this ink in this pen has been so pleasant and so much fun that I need to just collect all my really wet writing inks, and those are going to be my Kaweco inks. So that is the first pen. The second pen that I have, let's go a little bit out of order here. Let's just go ahead and show you what I've got in my Earl Grey. So as promised, this has been inked up since I got it. This is the BENU Euphoria. I took the Earl Grey out of it. Well, I used up the Earl Grey. And just a second. And put in Robert Oster Tea Time, which is a beautiful green. I am obsessed with this green. And we're going to see if we can do a smaller color scribble here so that I don't, you know, only fit 3 things on this page. This ink, like I said, I'm obsessed with. I think it shades incredibly. I love the green. Did I just, yeah, I did. Yeah, whatever. You get the idea. Try and pretend that it's straight. I love this green. I love the way it shades. I think it is just like it, chef's kiss. So I am so glad that I have a big old bottle. I don't know exactly what size it is. It's like maybe 60 mils, maybe 50. It's whatever the Robert Oster standard bottle is. So I still have the BENU Euphoria Earl Grey inked up. And next up is something new. When I went into DC a few weeks ago, I went by Farney's and I got some ink. So I got some Everwrite ink. And I also, I really wanted to get a Visconti Homo sapiens, the lava pen, but man, they're expensive. So I compromised and got like this, I don't even remember what it is. It's like a Diplomat Magnum or something. It's like, it's their entry level, their starter pen. So this is a Diplomat Magnum. If it is not actually the Magnum, I will put what it really is right here. But it is really cute. I actually really enjoy writing with it. So it's got whatever Diplomat default blue came with it. The nib is really bouncy. I was really surprised at how soft it was for such an inexpensive pen. I think the only other pen that I have seen that has quite that much bounce is maybe a Platinum Preppy. This is more expensive than a Platinum Preppy, but it has a prettier nib, in my opinion. Let me see if I can finish. I actually also really like this blue. Anyways, let's see if we can get that nib. I think that is a really fantastic nib for the price point, which is like under $30. So I'm experimenting with this one right now. I'm trying to figure out how much I like it. It is the first Magnum, it's the first Diplomat that I have ever used. So that's interesting. The next pen is kind of fun. This is a Sailor 1911. I think it might be a Sailor 1911S. I'm not sure. It has a special nib though. It has a Zoom Nib. And the thing about, so let's write Sailor 1911 Zoom. I want a couple more O's. There we go. The thing about Zoom Nibs is it can write really broadly if you've got like a low angle of attack here, or really finely if you've got a high angle of attack. So that's what differentiates the Zoom Nib. Now the ink that I have in here was kind of a shock. I put Konpeki in here because when I used Konpeki last, I didn't really like it. It hits the same note as like the Tatcha Sora. It's just really bright blue, and I just, at the time, I wasn't having it. I was like, no, thank you. It's too blue. Thanks, no thanks. And so, sorry, that was me forgetting which pens I had to go. So I put what I had left of the sample in here, and in extremely predictable fashion, I kind of fell in love with it. So I think it might be the combination of this pen with this ink, which is surprising because it's like, it's not quite matchy. It just like, it complements really well. And it's really pleasant coming out of the nib. Yeah, it was a surprise to be sure.
A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one.
But I am trying to use that Zoom Nib more because it is so interesting, and it does take some getting used to write with it. So, you know, there's that. So this one I skipped on accident. This is nothing super special. It is a TWSBI Eco. It is the triangle version, so it's got basically 3 sides to this with rounded corners as opposed to the 6. Yeah. I think the regular is hexagonal. It has an, it has a fine nib. And I kind of abused this pen because at some point it just stopped really working very well. And so like I ordered another nib, and at the time I was like, well, I'll replace the nib because it's really easy to do that. You just like take the nib and feed out and you put the new ones in. It's like, I'll replace that once I really well and truly like beat the hell out of this one. And so I just started like putting shimmers in this pen and like just all kinds of nonsense. And it hasn't quite died yet. It's still not very, like, it doesn't, like, it hard starts a lot. What is in here? Diamine. I am 80% sure that this is Sherwood green. And this one is another green that I really, really like. It's not too bright. It's also not too middle of the road. So I think it leans just a little bit blue, but it's just a hair desaturated. It's got enough going on that I'm like, yes, I like this, yes. So, there we go. And yeah, I got some Jacques Herbin up past the cap at some point, and I don't know how I'm going to clean that out. It's the downside to to clear caps. All right, so this next pen is the most expensive pen that I own. It was when I graduated with my master's, this was the present that I got myself, because sometimes to get through things, you have to bribe yourself with treats, and this is what I bribed myself with. So this is a Pelikan Souverän? I think it's the 805. It is not the 1000. The 5 just says that it's the silver trim instead of the gold trim. This is extra fine. And in it is Diamine Twilight. This is another pen that I feel like I should use more because it is such a nice pen. It leans a little dry, not as dry as the Kawecos do in my opinion, but it does lean a little bit dry, but it's still so pleasant to write with. But it's also so special that I have a hard time convincing myself that I should use it. Yeah. It's that I'm going to reward myself with this really cool thing, but this really cool thing is so special I never use it. So I do try and ink it up regularly. So yeah, I also just, I had to hunt for this particular model because you can find the blue M800 super easily. It's so if you're okay with gold trim, the blue is everywhere. But for whatever reason, the blue silver trim, no, it is very difficult to find. I suppose there is a umlaut over that. There we go. Double dots. So, and I love how there's a little bird on the clip. It's a pelican beak. So, all right. Well, those are the pens that I have inked up right now. I think I've had most of these inked up for the majority of March, and going into April. Today is, as I'm filming, it is April Fool's Day. So this is what I have going into April. All right. So as this video is coming out, this coming Monday is the total solar eclipse with the path of totality crossing basically the entire continental United States. It just goes right diagonally up the middle. Even though I probably should have led up to the eclipse with a bunch of eclipse-themed videos, that is not what happened. April is my eclipse month, and I kind of want to give everyone a heads up as to what my upcoming videos are going to be. So I'm going to have a salvage storytime video, which a fair number of you will probably not be interested in because it will be video gameplay. I will have a themed paper lab. So if you can guess the paper that I will be testing, put them in the comments below. I'm really curious to see what you think might be space themed. And then I'm going to gather all of my space-themed inks and samples, and I'm going to swatch them, and that's going to be my last video for the month of April. We'll see how many Colorverse inks I have, and how many Inkvent inks are space-themed. It's gonna be a good time. So I will probably not push too hard to have this video out on Sunday. It will probably go out a little bit earlier than that. And so then it'll be another week before I can get a video out. But yeah, so that's the plan for April. If you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more of my pens, like and subscribe. I do periodic inked up lineups. And I have a fair number of pens, so I think right now the only real repeats have been the BENU Euphoria Earl Grey and TWSBI Eco. I think those are the only repeats so far. But there will probably be repeats again. I think this is the only pen that I have bought in months. So eventually I'll get through them all. Anyways, I hope that everybody has a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week, and that if you are someplace where you can see the eclipse, that you do so safely and that you have a great time. I will see you next week. Bye.